This is Juliet.
And this is her 5:15 dinner stare.
It begins at 5 p.m. 15 minutes early. Because in this house, dinner isn't a meal. It's a court order. You might think, "Aw, she knows dinner time." No, she doesn't know the time. She's just punishing me for having free will. Welcome to cat law. And law number 1 starts now. That is, you don't own cats. They own you. Meet my 2 managers. Juliet, the queen of rules. And Romeo, her partner in crime, CEO of chaos. My day starts at 5 a.m. Not because I chose wellness, but because Juliet has a schedule. And I am on it. If I ignore her, she switches to the whisker tickle. That's when she lowers her face and brushes my nose like, "Hello, hi, I'm here to ruin your dreams. Thank you." Romeo has a different approach. Romeo is not subtle. Romeo is physics. He full body flops onto my chest and purrs like a tiny engine. It's affection, with a side of extortion. And here's the wild part. They don't even look angry. They look disappointed. Like I'm late to a meeting I didn't schedule. Next rule, no closed doors. A closed door isn't a boundary. It's a personal insult. If I close the bathroom door, Juliet sits outside like a judge. Romeo scratches like he's filing an appeal. Even if you don't own cats, you know the feeling. The second you want privacy, suddenly everyone wants you. Breakfast is not feeding cats. Breakfast is a full production with rules, paperwork, and audits. First, the bowls must be in the correct places. Juliet left, Romeo right. If I switch them, Juliet acts like I moved the fridge. Second, the water fountain. To refill it, I have to remove the little flower, like I'm opening a sacred portal. And if the water level drops, they act like I canceled the spa. Third, the wet food. The sacred food. Juliet inspects it like a 5-star critic. She sniffs, pauses, and if she's unhappy, she turns away like, "I will be contacting management." Romeo would eat anything. But Romeo is also a follower. If Juliet rejects it, he suddenly becomes picky, too. And the funniest part? Sometimes they won't eat until I pet them first. Like they need a blessing. Yes, I am the chef, the waiter, and emotional support staff. After breakfast comes the house inspection. Juliet does it from above, like a queen on a balcony. Romeo does it on the ground, sniffing everything like a detective. Any new item, packages, groceries, shoes, must pass security. And if I bring in something that smells like outside, they act like I've brought home a mysterious stranger. Then it's window time. Their version of TV, their internet, their daily news. Juliet watches the street like she's monitoring the neighborhood. Romeo watches birds like he's watching the season finale. And they'll look at me like, "Are you seeing this premium content?" Like I'm supposed to clap because a squirrel walked by. At noon, Juliet begins her royal nap. This is not a nap. This is a ceremony. When Juliet sleeps, the whole house becomes a library. I close doors quietly. I walk like I'm sneaking through a museum. If I make one noise, her ears do this little satellite dish swivel like, "I heard that." And if she's sleeping on my lap, that's it. I'm trapped. I could be hungry. I could need water. Doesn't matter. I am now furniture. While Juliet naps, Romeo clocks in. His job title is Productivity Destroyer. Phase 1, he sits beside me like a supervisor. Phase 2, gentle paw taps. Tap, tap, tap. Phase 3, keyboard takeover. He types an entire novel and then lies down on the warm laptop like Perfect. Now we cuddle. Then comes toy delivery. He drops a toy at my feet like I'm the one who needs enrichment. Even if you don't own cats, this is the universal truth. If someone loves you, they will interrupt you at the worst time, proudly. At 4:30, Juliet wakes up like a boss character entering the scene. Stretch, yawn, groom. Then she checks the feeder and realizes the tragedy. It is not 5:15 yet. At 5 p.m., it begins. The dinner stare down. She positions herself in my path. She becomes a furry roadblock. She doesn't blink. She doesn't move. She just projects disappointment directly into my soul. Then she escalates. A tiny meow. Then a louder complaint. Then a paw on my arm like a manager tapping their watch. Finally, 5:15. The feeder whirs, and Juliet eats like she survived a winter storm. After dinner comes the zoomies. The house becomes a racetrack. Romeo turns into a blur. Juliet turns into a ninja. My feet become suspicious. Water glasses become endangered. And for one glorious hour, I live in fear of a 10-pound creature sprinting like it pays rent. Then the final rule arrives. Affection. On their terms. Romeo is full lap mode. Juliet sits beside me like, I will allow closeness, but don't get comfortable. And once they settle in, I cannot move. It doesn't matter if my leg falls asleep. I am a heating pad with feelings. At bedtime, they take their positions like it's assigned seating. Juliet gets her corner, Romeo gets my feet, and I slide into bed like I'm defusing a bomb. Then the purring starts, and somehow, I forgive all of it. So that's the real story of living with Romeo and Juliet. A full day run by two tiny creatures who think I'm their employee. What's the #1 unspoken law in your house? Cat, dog, kids, roommates, anything. Drop it in the comments. I'm collecting evidence for the cat court. And if you want more real-life cat chaos, like, subscribe, and welcome to the kingdom. Want the animated Romeo and Juliet episodes? Click the playlist right here. Same chaos, just in cartoon form.